So we've reached the end of 2022, and it's time for reflecting on the year and all that jazz, which led me to reflecting on the games I played throughout the year. New or old, in no particular order, these are some of my favorite titles that I played this year. Number 1, Elden Ring. Like many folks, Elden Ring was my most anticipated game for 2022, and we had no idea the expectations this game was about to shatter. In the current state of gaming, open world games are kind of a dime a dozen. You've played one, you've played them all, Ubisoft shits one out every week. It's just, they're fucking everywhere. But we were lucky to see FromSoft take that classic Souls formula and evolve it into something way larger, and it turned out to be one of the best open world games in years. The sprawling landscape of the lands in between were the perfect setting for a lowly Tarnished to immerse themselves in their quest to become the Elden Lord. Take this setting and put it with a big booming OST and great characters and bosses, and it was really easy to lose myself in the atmosphere. Some of my closest friends joked that Elden Ring was a vacation for me because I just disappeared, and they're not wrong. Around the time the game launched, I must have put in about 80 hours, and I would have played more if I didn't need to play other games, with streaming and such. My main cup of tea has always been competitive multiplayer games, but FromSoft always has a great way to pull me away from that and play games out of my comfort zone, and there is nothing that will top the satisfaction of beating a FromSoft game. I know we recently just got the multiplayer DLC update, so hopefully we'll get some single player content soon. But yeah, I really need to revisit this game again. Maybe I'll play it on stream again soon. Number 2, Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Prior to this game launching, I can't remember the last time I played a Kirby game, but fuck, this game went hard, man. With a great mix of platforming, puzzles, and wacky combat, this game was addictive as hell. Taking the time to unlock all the different weapons and seeing the variety of combat potential was really unexpected, especially for something like a Kirby game. Seriously, who the fuck would have thought we'd be doing big combos and parries in a game like Kirby? On top of all that, the post-game content was great too, extra bosses, marathon levels, and of course the boss rush arena, and this game has really set a new bar for Kirby. There are a lot of games that I feel like could learn from Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I did just about everything the game had to offer, but I didn't waste my time with the Gotcha machine. Fuck that thing. Number 3, SD Gundam G Generation Cross Rays. I'm not even gonna lie, the title of this game is a fucking mouthful, but it's Gundam, so you know I had to check this shit out. I never really got into tactical strategy RPG genre games, but I have a huge soft spot for anime games, so I had to give this a shot. Unlocking all the suits, pilots, and crafting the most OP fleet you can is just really satisfying. I'm really thankful that Bandai Namco is making it a point to localize Gundam games for Western fans after years of no attention to the fanbase. This game also led to some of my favorite streams, which were just me grinding through various battle scenarios, listening to music, and bullshitting with the homies. Crossrays opened my eyes to how fun strategy RPG games can be, and honestly it made me want to try Super Robot Wars, so I'm gonna get around to that soon too. Number 4, Fortnite. If you frequent my streams at all, I'm sure this is no surprise. Bridging the gap between my need for a competitive game and games my friends will actually play with me, I got super addicted to Fortnite over the past year. It's become a major stream staple, and I think at this point might be my most streamed game for the year. I'm still absolutely baffled that Axel and I got Moogie to finally play a game with us, and have it be Fortnite of all things, so I'm just gonna chalk it up to thank you for putting Dragon Ball in Fortnite. So yeah, not much else to say. Number 5, Dead by Daylight. Prior to trying Dead by Daylight, I always hated the idea of asymmetrical games, but some friends convinced me and it was well worth it. What initially turned out as a social gathering game for me, it quickly turned into a game I love to turn my brain off and play solo. With an intense gameplay flow and tons of great horror movie IPs as DLC, I dumped about 50 hours into it fairly quickly. The few times I did play Survivor, I wasn't really a fan, but playing Killer, that's a whole fucking different story. Something about crushing survivors as Pinhead from Hellraiser just hits different. I haven't played the game since like the Resident Evil Wesker update, but maybe I'll play it on stream again soon. Number 6, Vampire Survivors. Vampire Survivors really just came the fuck out of nowhere for me. I didn't really know anything about it, but I kept seeing it for dirt cheap on the front page of Steam, and I was always seeing folks on my friends list play it. I finally caved and picked it up and quickly found out why everyone was dumping a shitload of hours into it. It's a huge grindathon where you just become more OP and shred the fuck out of thousands of enemies at a time. Almost like a Muso game fucked Castlevania and appeared on a classic console. Do not sleep on this game. There's a lot of gameplay value for how cheap it is, and I just found out that they dropped some DLC, so I'm not going to be surprised if all my time goes to that this week. Number 7. Bioshock Remastered. I got a little bored over the summer and decided to take a trip down memory lane to the 360 era. I never got around to beating this game when it first came out, but it was something I always wanted to do. For as old as this game is, it's held up pretty well. Remaster isn't really too much to write home about, but it was serviceable to play the game. The biggest thing with this game is the atmosphere. That dread of being stuck underwater in this dystopian clusterfuck with a whole cast of characters that are just like, what the fuck? It's got entertaining combat, great characters, stellar OST, and a great voice cast that really bring a great package altogether. I'm glad I finally got around to playing it, and you know, I guess it's just better late than never, right? Number 8. Multiverses. There was a lot of hype around the beta of this game, and I was eager to see the next attempt at a Smash clone, especially after seeing the ill-fated Nick All-Star Brawl. It's free to play, easy to run, and it has minimal network connection issues, and it really made for a great experience. I had a lot of fun playing duos on stream when it was in beta, but I just eventually lost interest in the game. I haven't played in months, but playing as Superman and just running people off the stage was too damn fun. Number 9. Sonic Frontiers. I don't want to say too much here because I've been planning on making a review video even if it is like a month later, but Frontiers was a pleasant surprise. It was really great actually. I don't usually set my bar too high with modern Sonic releases, but this game fucking bangs. The game was super refreshing and a hopeful step for the new direction of Sonic. I enjoyed it so much I decided to make a save to play off stream so I could explore in my own time. I still think the highlight of the game is the Supersonic boss fights and the accompanying OST. This game seriously needs a boss rush mode. So now I want to change up gears a little bit and talk about a few games that I played but didn't get around to finishing. I tried them and I intend on coming back to them, but these are some games that are works in progress. Number 10. Live Alive, or Live, or yeah, whatever the fuck you want to say. I know it was a very big deal for this game to finally get localized. I picked it up around launch day, but I didn't get to try it until about a month or so ago. Live Alive has a whole ass buffet of character stories to play. I only got to sample a portion of what the game had to offer, and these are what I tried. I had completed the present day, which was sort of like a Street Fighter, Fist of the North Star style story of a man seeking to become the strongest fighter. I also completed the Wild West, which was a story about a gunslinger who decides to defend a town from incoming bandits. Both of them had very different things to offer, but they really just knocked me off my feet. All the campaigns have this grid turn-based combat, but it seemed like they all had separate mechanics to go with the characters. The very last campaign I tried was The Near Future, which was about an individual with psychic capabilities working towards summoning a giant-ass mech, and it was cool as shit. I didn't get to finish that one, but I should get to that soon. I really should get back to that soon. Number 11. Persona 5 Royal. I had tried to play Persona 5 when it originally launched for the PS4, but I didn't have the time to commit, so when I saw it on sale for the Switch, I decided to grab it. Persona is such a weird thing to me. It's slice of life, it's a turn-based RPG with these lovable characters, and it maintains this blend of comfort and extremely dark tones. I don't know if I could really compare it to anything else. With the game taking around 90 to 100 hours to complete, I know this is going to be a work in progress, but I know that it will be well worth it. And of course, I can't forget to mention how next level the OST is. God, and it's in its own league for video game OSTs. If I still collected records, I would probably be looking for this on vinyl. And now for the final game of our list, number 12, Neon White. Speaking of truly unique games with killer soundtracks, we come full circle to Neon White, merging so many different gameplay elements. Like, it's like a deck building, FPS, speedrunner, visual novel, dating sim. It's just really fucking weird, man. Now, it's not a full-on card game, but the card system leads to some great gameplay variety. You choose to use the weapons as is, or to discard them for some sort of movement mechanic, all to achieve the best times you can, or to find hidden items for furthering your relationship with characters. Steve Blum's voice acting was one of the main draws to this game for me, but everyone is great. All of the characters are truly one of a kind. This is a go-to game if you need your fill of B-hop, surf, KZ, speedrunning, whatever the fuck, right? It's just a great movement game. Now I'm sure I probably missed out on some other things I played this year, but these were the titles that stood out to me. Something I've prided myself with gaming in recent years is that I'm far more open to expanding horizons and trying titles out of my comfort zone. What was your favorite game you played this year? It doesn't have to be something that came out this year, it could just be any game you played this year. This video's shoutout goes to Chaotic Ami. Thanks for being a channel member. As usual, I want to take a moment to thank all of my channel members. My content would not be possible without your continued support. And until next time, remember, no brain, just aim.